I'm sure you guys know who Van Jones is. Now, the weird part about Van Jones is, like, he was a cool guy, he was cool and everything, but, like, something weird happened to him. So he was actually, if I recall correctly, he was a Bernie supporter in the 2016 Democratic primary, which, dude, if you were somebody who came out in favor of Bernie Sanders against Hillary Clinton in 2016, you deserve the ultimate props because it was so hard to get endorsements from virtually anybody over Hillary Clinton because there was this coronation in which they basically forced everyone not to run. Same thing happened to Joe Biden. But recently he started saying that, he in his exchange with Elizabeth Warren, he said he slipped on a banana peel or whatever, whatever that means. And so the dude's been all rocky and all over the place. But it looks like he has praised Bernie Sanders pretty heavily. Let's check this out.
Bernie Sanders is a phenomenon. He doesn't get any attention. People don't talk about him. He just continues to rack up these big numbers, these big margins. And he's doing stuff that we don't talk about enough. He's appealing to young people and people of color increasingly and women and the beer track voters that people talk about for Biden. They're showing up for Bernie Sanders. He's got an army of unbelievable donors. If anybody else had all that, we'd be saying, this guy's our guy. For whatever reason, we continue to talk about everybody but Bernie Sanders.
I'll answer that for you, Van. The reason why is because the Democratic Party's interests are at odds with Bernie Sanders' agenda, and they are at odds with Bernie Sanders' entire existence and being, right? So everything he supports, the Democratic Party is funded by and has people who are part of those industries who don't want those things. So Medicare for all. By the way, I just saw that physicians have now come out. A physician group has come out in favor of Medicare for all, which is really, really good. Very, very good. But, Medicare for all, these candidates are taking money from Big Pharma. You'd look at free college education, same thing. When you talk about ending wars, they're in bed with the MIC, obviously. So that's the reason why. And actually, I want to highlight the point about the people of color thing because Bernie Sanders did extremely well with Hispanic voters in both New Hampshire and in Iowa. And he's been doing really well with Latino voters. So that's going to help him out in Nevada quite a bit. Because he's doing very well with Latino voters. And so, there are other groups of folks who are not black who are also people of color, Hispanics being one of them, brown people, Muslims, those being others, So he does very well with those groups. And actually, when you combine all of the different groups, he's actually at number one. And now what's happening with the African American vote is it's actually being split up amongst Bloomberg, Biden, and now Bernie has like 21, I think, 19, 21, somewhere around there. And so now he's like at equal ground with Bloomberg and Biden because Bloomberg went in and stole a bunch of African-American support from Joe Biden. And so that's why Joe Biden is absolutely just tanking in the polls completely. It's absolutely insane. But I guess we got to give Van Jones credit where credit is due here. But, he's not really a stable guy, kind of like Bill Maher. He'll just change his opinion left and right, and you can never really track the guy or really understand where he's going or know where he's going to go. But, hey, I guess credit for this one, right? We have to give him credit.